First, at noon, President Trump is hosting Israel's prime minister at Maralago today, a day after meeting with Ukraine's president in his push a peace deal to end the war. Aaron Navarro reports from the White House.
President Trump and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warmly greeted each other at the president's Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida.
I think Israel is very blessed to have President Trump leading the United States, and I'll say leading the free world at this time.
The leaders then launched into a meeting focused on a handful of issues, including phase 2 of an Israel-Hamas ceasefire, which includes rebuilding Gaza under international supervision. Israel has continued striking targets in Gaza despite the agreement reached in October, while Hamas has refused to lay down its weapons.
There has to be a disarmament, that we have to disarm with Hamas.
The second phase would also require Hamas hand over the remains of a final Israeli hostage. Netanyahu met with his family members before heading to Trump's estate. This is the second day in a row the president has focused on an international conflict. He expressed optimism about ending the Russia-Ukraine war after meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Outstanding issues there include security guarantees for Ukraine and territorial disputes, such as the Donbas region. President Trump says he also had a productive call with Russian President Vladimir Putin Monday morning, who told him a Ukrainian drone attack had just targeted one of his personal homes.
It's one thing to be offensive, because they were offensive. It's another thing to attack his house. It's not the right time to do any of that.
Ukraine denies the allegation. Aaron Navarro, CBS News, the White House.
Here at home on Maui, 7 people are without a home after a fire in Wailuku. MFD crews were called to the scene on Pi'ihana Road at around 6:45 last night. They found the residents fully involved with fire. A nearby RV was also damaged. No one was inside at the time. The residents are being helped by the Red Cross. The investigation is in its early stages, but we're told there are signs that the blaze was intentionally set. Well, as the year comes to a close, there have now been 82 deaths on Oahu's roads. Just after 5 yesterday morning, police say a 35-year-old man was lying on North Nimitz Highway near Lagoon Drive when he was hit. He was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, but later died. The driver remained at the scene, and police do not believe he was speeding or impaired. Again, this marks Oahu's 82nd traffic fatality this year. That's compared to 54 at the same time last year.
Absolutely horrific. And just hearing about this is their 129th fatality in the state this year. This is the highest total number of fatalities since 2007, when we had 125 at that time. This morning, we had a person laying down in the roadway that got killed. So my heart goes out to the family of the person who died, and to the family of the person who actually hit the person. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Be safe out there. Enjoy the holidays. Enjoy the season with your family, and do it safely.
State transportation officials plan to increase the number of speed cameras, raised crosswalks, and red light cameras across Oahu in 2026. Meanwhile, the search is on for a hit-and-run driver who left a 4-year-old boy seriously hurt in the Salt Lake area. At around 3:15 Saturday afternoon, the boy was on his bike on Caitlin Lane when he was struck. The driver left the scene without stopping to help the boy. Now, he was not wearing a helmet and was rushed to the hospital with multiple traumatic injuries. To Hawaii Island now, where an Oklahoma man accused in a deadly DUI crash is expected in court for a hearing today. Prosecutors say Brandon Walzer was highly intoxicated when his truck slammed into a car on Highway 19 in Honolulu in February last year. 48-year-old Marcela Telez was killed in the head-on crash, and her 22-year-old son was critically injured. Walzer was extradited to Hawaii in October. His bail is set at $500,000. Colleagues and loved ones this weekend gathered to honor the life and service of a former Oahu resident who died in the line of duty as a trooper in Washington state. 29-year-old Tara Marisa Guting was struck and killed while responding to a crash in Tacoma earlier this month. The 2014 Mililani graduate leaves behind her husband, who serves as a deputy state fire marshal. In an emotional eulogy, Guting's sister said she always put her family first.
Taro, well, today our hearts ache with your absence. We know you did. We know you did not leave us behind. You remain bound to us by a love that does not end, walking with us just beyond our sight until the day we are able to be together again. We love you.
Guting is the 34th Washington State Trooper to die in the line of duty. The man who heroically lives in the terror attack that killed 15 people at a Hanukkah festival in Sydney, Australia, sat down for an interview on CBS. Ahmed Al-Ahmed wrestled a rifle away from one of the suspects. He was then shot several times. Anna Corin spoke with him after his release from the hospital.
The world witnessed your extraordinary courage when you tackled one of the gunmen, seized his rifle during the Bondi Beach terror attack. Tell us what was going through your mind at that moment.
I couldn't handle it to hear a kids and a woman and oldest and man screaming and asking for help, and no one help. My soul and all my everything in my organ, in my body, in my brain, asked me to go and to defense and to save innocent life.
So you didn't even think about it, you just acted.
I didn't think about it.
The gunman was hunting the people who were lying on the ground, and you saw hundreds of people lying on the ground.
Was hundreds and hundreds, all of them in the ground. And he just shooting in front of him, anyone he see him, straight away. I jumped to in his back, hit him, and hold him with my right hand. Drop your gun. Stop doing what you're doing. I don't want to see people killed in front of me. I don't want to see blood. I don't want to hear his gun. I don't want to, see people, screaming and begging, asking help. And that's my soul asked me to do that. And all and everything in my heart and my brain, everything, it's worked, just to manage and to save the people's life.
Once you seized the gun, did you consider shooting him?
I take the gun from him, of course, but I didn't think to shoot, and I don't want to put my hand in blood. I don't think I'm the one who can take life of people.
Were you worried about the second gunman on the footbridge?
No, I didn't worry about anything. I was just, my target was just to take the gun from him and to stop him from killing a human being life.
Do you realize that from your actions you saved countless lives that day?
I know I saved lots of people's life, but I feel sorry still for the lost.
But you risked your life for strangers.
I risked my life for innocent human being. I can't call them stranger because they are a human being like me, like you.
Now, Ahmed may never fully recover from his injuries. He has 2 bullets lodged in his shoulder and nerve damage to his hand that could be permanent. A GoFundMe page was set up by complete strangers. It's raised almost $2 million. Those funds will no doubt help with his recovery. Anna Corin, CBS News, Sydney.
New at noon, the Department of Hawaiian Homelands held a blessing for its first transitional housing project for homeless beneficiaries. The federally funded facility, Hale o Kumu Mamo in Kalailoa, will provide temporary housing for 18 people.
Aloha. On this Monday, the skies are a little cloudy out there from this band of clouds over the state, mostly high to mid-level clouds. They're expected to clear out as the day progresses. Rain-wise, we're not going to get much over the next few days. So it is going to be a kind of a cloudy start to the day, but we still are expecting lots of afternoon sunshine. Keep your fingers crossed on that. Now, the trade winds will run light, and that means there's even a chance for some afternoon spotty showers, but those kinds of showers are not widespread. And heads up, there's a high surf advisory posted for north and west shores.
Thank you, Guy. As New Year's Eve approaches, local officials are urging the public to celebrate safely. A joint press conference will be held today with Honolulu's mayor, police, fire, and emergency leaders. They are warning about the dangers and penalties tied to illegal fireworks. It starts at 2:30. We're going to have the latest details on air and online. Meanwhile, firecrackers are selling fast after sales began over the weekend on Oahu. Hundreds of residents faced lines and crowds to stock up on firecrackers on Friday. Permits are required to purchase the firecrackers. The Honolulu Fire Department approved 14,510 permits before the deadline. Now, those can be set off from 9 p.m. on New Year's Eve to 1 a.m. on New Year's Day.
I came knowing that it's going to be crowded. I parked like kind of far. And I want to try get buying this stuff out of the way early.
When you go to the stores, you're limited to the amount of firecrackers per permit that you can purchase. So there is a chart that you will have to follow and to be within that.
Now, safety, of course, top of mind this year after a massive fireworks explosion in Aliamanu killed 6 people and injured 20. It's now a felony to possess, distribute, or set off illegal fireworks with a penalty of up to 10 years in prison and a $25,000 fine. Officers can also use drones in public airspaces to enforce the law. Well, head on. This is now a dispute over teachers' pay raises based on experience. Plus, have you thrown out your Christmas tree yet? We have tips from fire officials on how to do it safely in 2 minutes. Teachers Union is fighting to get pay raises for thousands of public school educators. The union says they were denied the money because the DOE says they didn't have enough experience here in Hawaii. A'ali Duklo explains.
David Reed had 9 years of teaching on the continental U.S. before coming to Hawaii. The State Department of Education had recognized 6 of those years in the classroom. But Reed says he was then told that wasn't enough after the department gave pay boosts to teachers with prior experience.
It was very at first confusing and then upsetting because, no one wants to work really hard to go broke. And teachers all work very hard. And our value to the workplace is years of experience and education. And to have your value just erased.
Reed and 2 other teachers went to the labor board after being excluded from the DOE's salary increase in 2022. Known as the compression fix, the repricing boosted pay for 72% of teachers by an average of $6,000.
When they passed out raises, they said I didn't have 11 because I've been here 5 years at that point.
The Hawaii Labor Relations Board sided with Reed, saying that the years of experience teaching that he and the other 2 teachers had on the mainland must be considered in the repricing. The DOE appealed the ruling, but a state judge affirmed it last month.
I've described it as the most frustrating thing I've ever done in my life. So to come out on the other side and be successful feels really good.
Reed's pay was then increased by $3,700 a year.
And considering the cost of living here, that's not nothing.
This all comes as the islands grapple with an ongoing teacher shortage. Hawaii ranks in the top 10 states with the lowest teacher-to-state population. There are more than 2,000 other teachers like Reed who were not compensated for non-DOE teaching experience. The Hawaii State Teachers Association is asking the DOE to raise their pay as well.
Hopefully this could apply to everybody.
The HSTA is still waiting on the official written ruling from the court. We reached out to the DOE and we're waiting to hear back. A'ali'i Duklo, Hawaii News Now.
Thank you, A'ali'i. Now that Christmas is over, it's time for those decorations to come down and trees to head out the door. Charlotte Hancock's talked to fire officials who are warning the public not to wait too long to dispose of that tree.
Once the holidays are over, Christmas trees that stay inside too long can quickly become dangerous. Firefighters say they see a rise in home incidents this time of year.
A lot of times we see issues because, there are kids or pets in the house and a space heater gets knocked over. And, then it starts a sort of a domino effect. Your local fire department doesn't mind coming to your house to share a cup of hot chocolate. We don't want to come to your house because it's on fire.
John D'Alessandro with the Firefighters Association for the state of New York says to continue watering your tree if you don't plan on throwing it away yet.
Oftentimes people will stop watering the tree, and have them say too close to a heat source, and the tree will catch fire. It doesn't take much for, to jump from the tree to adjacent furnishings, the carpet, drapes, things like that.
Instead of throwing trees away, some communities are finding ways to repurpose them. In North Hero, Great Ice collects old Christmas trees for a community bonfire.
They start coming in fast. Some people like to take them down the day after Christmas and they'll start piling up behind the store. They love the ownership of it, of coming to the bonfire and knowing that their tree is a part of it.
The event has been going strong for 19 years, bringing in hundreds of old Christmas trees all piled together.
It's about 25 feet high in the air, the pile, and then the flames go much higher, and everybody just loves it. The kids and the adults all light up as the flame touches the clouds.
All right, let's take a live look outside with our tower cam on this last Monday of 2025. Guys, gonna have your full forecast in 2 minutes.
Now, First Alert Weather with Guy Huggy.
How's it on this last week of December? We've got some cloudy skies to start the day. But as the day progresses, the sun will burn off some of these clouds. We are expecting a sunny day, even though it's a cloudy start. Now, we are also expecting these light winds to run about 10 to 15 miles an hour. And because of that, we could get some afternoon cloud buildups that could maybe spawn a few showers, but they won't be widespread. So again, cloudy start, and then we'll see lots of afternoon sunshine with clouds in the late in the afternoon with a few spotty showers. Nothing widespread. Still should be mostly dry. Now, heads up, we got a big swell building from Kauai to Maui. High surf advisory posted for north and west shore. It's going to be big. It's going to be dangerous, life-threatening. But for the big wave surfers, conditions will be pretty good because of those light trade winds, and those trade winds will create some choppy conditions over on the east side. So we do have clearer skies ahead for the next several days. New Year's Eve should be pretty nice, but keep in mind, with those winds running light, it might be a little smoky, a little hazy on New Year's Eve. New Year's Day, things should clear out because the trade winds will pick up. Then we got a cold front coming in with a few more showers on Friday.
Thank you, Guy. Meanwhile, bomb cyclone conditions are expected today in the northeast, bringing high winds, ice, and snow. The storm already tracked through the Midwest, putting millions under winter weather alerts. Bradley Blackburn has more.
A powerful winter storm blanketed much of the Midwest in a blizzard Sunday, dumping snow and bringing whiteout conditions to roadways.
14-vehicle crash.
Zero visibility and ice caused accidents from Iowa to Michigan to Minnesota, where jackknifed tractor trailers lined snowy highways. The message to drivers, stay off the roads.
We actually had a semi who stopped in the traveled lane, because they are having difficulty seeing, which then caused a chain reaction accident.
In central Illinois, a suspected tornado touched down Sunday, scattering debris and damaging buildings, including some that were total losses.
We have people that are losing their homes tonight.
The system is now moving into the Northeast, hitting upstate New York and New England with freezing rain and snowfall.
Parts of New York State could see more than a foot of snow this week. Here in New York City, the problem is a blanket of dense fog that wrapped skyscrapers and slowed air travel.
As you can tell, it's pretty windy out there right now.
At Chicago O'Hare, conditions brought some planes to a stop. There have been thousands of cancellations and delays nationwide over the last few days, with more expected this week. Holiday travelers everywhere are exhausted.
We were supposed to leave last night. Then we got delayed till like 8, and then they canceled it until today.
Out west, snow even capped mountains near Los Angeles after days of atmospheric river-fueled moisture in Southern California. Winter weather from coast to coast, with more on the way. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Still to come, a new bakery opened up in town, and their treats are going viral on social media. We're going to take you there when we come back. right, it's time for some good news now. A new bakery just opened in the old Ross location in Ala Moana, and its treats are already going viral on social media. Annalisa Burgos takes us inside.
A popular bakery chain from South Korea just opened on Keomoku Street across from the Walmart, and it's the latest business to cash in on America's growing love for Korean culture and food. It's called tous les jours, which means every day in French. The bakery makes fresh, French, Asian-inspired breads, cakes, pastries, and breakfast sandwiches. This is the Korean company's first Hawaii franchise.
We're known for our iconic cake called the cloud cakes, which is made with fresh cream and heavy cream mixed together. It's called cloud because we put the fresh whipped cream around the cake sheets that we have, and then we put all the fresh fruits inside. Every season we'll have a new flavor and new theme for our cakes.
Prefer donuts? The cloud concept comes in these handy treats and in Asian flavors like ube and matcha, and seasonal offerings like pumpkin.
We're trying to differentiate from other bakeries where we put the fresh whipped cream inside of the bread, so it's more fluffier.
Fans also love the Sanrio themed cakes and specialty coffee and tea drinks like the best-selling tiramisu latte. Located at 7-Eleven Keomoku, the shop joins the concentration of Korean businesses, eateries, and bars that make up Honolulu's informal Koreatown, commonly referred to as Koreamoku. This is tous les jours' 188th store in the U.S., with about 1,700 locations globally. 2 more stores are planned in Hawaii. The Honolulu grand opening runs through December 30th, with free giveaways for its first 100 customers each morning. So from cloud cakes to cloud donuts and tiramisu lattes, tous les jours hopes to be your go-to place every day. Reporting here in Ala Moana, Annalisa Burgos, Hawaii News Now.
Thank you, Annalisa. Oh my goodness, how can you decide what to get there? Okay, everyone, we're going to leave you with one last look at Honolulu Harbor on this Aloha Monday, the last one of 2025. We're going to have much more news coming up first at 4 right here on KHNL. Thanks for watching. This is Now.